Magandang umaga. Eroji Devoniki Tanya Varelo. Nihama. Estoy vivo y sano. Estoy bien. Tibi gracias hago procura. Muje asha hai apkushar hai. And to everyone that doesn't speak Filipino, Telugu, Mandarin, Spanish, Latin, or Hindi, good morning. Thank God for this day. I hope you're doing well. I love you all. So obviously, I have developed a very impressive language skill. No, I do not expect anybody to understand that intro without subtitles because I don't expect anybody to speak the variety or quantity of languages that I am able to absorb and use practically and realistically. However, all of those people are understanding what I'm saying right now because they all understand English as well. And during the process of my attempt to increase language maturity in our world and proper language development of our world, I've not once disrespected any language because I don't respect any language. It's just a little awkward sometimes when I only respect a specific language that isn't used to having a lot of people learn it for no reason. So just like I respect meat eaters as meat eaters, I am not an average English speaker in reference to languages. So very directly, I do respect English speakers as English speakers. No, they don't have to learn another language, so they're probably not going to want to because everybody else has, and that is the point. We have been trying to develop one language that we could use anywhere in the world and be comfortably understood for the understanding of the unity and the security and peace and love that would offer humanity here on the planet. We all have peace and love in our hearts, and with a world understanding like English, we can expand that understanding of peace and love to all of the world's children, and that will focus more youthful minds in a peaceful direction. And we don't really know the power of that kind of reality because until the development of the English language to this degree, it was not possible to this degree. So obviously, we can only do this because of an extreme amount of effort by humanity to remain understood globally in our language. And there are languages that are thousands of years old that are still being used today, but they do tend to become less practical with time due to our evolution has come with it language evolutions. We see a lot of language evolution in areas like India, where there's so many languages. For example, Hindi is a collaboration of several Indian languages, but Hindi and English have mixed so heavily that there's kind of a language evolution happening there too that will continue. It's not going to stop because I pointed it out. But see, once again, something that the Chinese people have that the Indian people don't have is they are modernly bilingual as a people, so they'll always be included in the world, which is important. 普通话人很重要，我们都是人类. Mandarin people are important. We're all just humans. But they have bilingualized their people with two very specific languages, which is Mandarin and English. And it doesn't matter what your beliefs are in your personal life. If you live anywhere from Taiwan down to Hong Kong, you understand Mandarin and English to be included in the world. And a lot of people that don't have those two languages as mother tongues or as their main languages may have three, but generally it's the same two languages, where in India they don't have that luxury. But again, English has very much so helped them connect. And it was very much so realizing what English was doing for the Indian people that inspired me to apply that concept more broadly due to my impressive linguistic development. I was realizing that they were all speaking English on the other side of the world, and they were all speaking English on this side of the world. And now we officially have a world language. All it really needs to do to be a world language would be to break 50% of the world, right? Once it was more than 50% of the world. And it's right now approaching 70% of the world. So we have done it. So thank God for this moment. And we have it now. We didn't before. We have to use it. If it's been developed to this degree, I personally have to believe that God wants us to use it, to share peace and love in a very, very divine way. So I do have a few perceptions I need to share. Thank you for your maturity in accepting this. If you have increased your interest in an increase of language maturity and proper language development of our world, thank you very much for that consideration. It can really help the multilingual community relax. One thing that becomes frustrating for me in Canada doing this, I do realize we are in Canada. English is our language. I'm speaking English to you right now. Outside of my intros and outros, most of this video will be English. And it is the only language I'm fully fluent in. I was going to say it in Mandarin, but I'm just going to stay in English. Mandarin is my strongest second language. So it's common for me to get a perception from some locals that since I speak these languages, I need to leave Canada. And I really need to maturely point out that I don't believe those individuals are understanding the vast amount of human beings on this land working 2 and 3 jobs to survive our Canadian economy. They are very much so paying taxes just like me and just like all of my other authentic Canadians. And I don't believe people are understanding how many people in this great nation are actually speaking English as their second language. And we as authentic English speakers, including me, don't ever have to worry about speaking their mother tongue because they don't expect us to, because they have language maturity and they just want to be understood. So they're just going to speak English to you here in Canada. And if you speak their mother tongue to them here in Canada, they are going to ask you why you're learning their language, because they know you don't have to. And very maturely, because there are so many people in this country speaking English as a second language to help us connect our world peacefully and build our country, I personally would like to thank all of the immigrants for moving to Canada and helping us expand our diversity and our language maturity here in Canada. I love you all. And I really feel like it would be more useful due to the quantity of languages I absorb and use and the quantity of languages that we have here in Canada. I don't really see why I have to go out of Canada. I think these people, very much so, need someone that can understand and help expand their languages here in Canada while still maintaining mostly English, because we are in Canada. And I feel like that is just a mature position on it. So, again, I'm very happy and very thankful to have developed this linguistic skill and to use it responsibly to help as many humans as I can with my videos and my influence. Thank God again for my life and for your life. Now, with all that off my chest, I'm going to enjoy some outdoor yoga. I do feel like it's more cleansing to do it outdoors. Just releases the energy out into the atmosphere and feels more cleansing to me. I would encourage you to discover the benefits of healthy internal work as a human being. And I encourage you not to abandon your spiritual gifts as a human, even if you hear of other people's spirituality and it does not really resonate within you. You really don't have to accept their perception of it. However, I still feel it is very important that you not abandon the concept altogether and make some time to accept your own spirituality as a human being. And in that, it may not make you any money, but it will increase the quality of your life. Because that's God's law. God's law and nature's law, it never lies and never changes. It's the same as it's always been. And if the humans on the planet are getting away from that, well, the majority will be living a quality of life without it. And if the humans remain acceptant of their spirituality, well, God's law and nature's law will continue to increase the quality of life for the humans that are alive while they're living their lives. So I do feel like that will be intuitionally and practically understood as civilized humans in 2022. Thank you again for not abandoning your spirituality. But I need to get to my yoga and go about my day. I am going to get to see one of my sons today at least. Hopefully both of them. 为我们的孩子感谢上帝. Thank God for our children. And thank you all for your time. I am planning on working on the brain video today. And very directly, I know this is a weird thing to say to you. I'm extremely excited to make that brain video. So, I love you all. Keep your mind distant from harmful mindsets. Remain peaceful with yourself and others. Sabiko Shanti. Salamat ulit sa Diyos. Te veo pronto, amigos. Alvida.